Sharon here from the Bujin Dojo. I recently saw a video of a guy on YouTube, which is interesting. He was showing how he bought some armor online, and he proceeded to put his armor on, his yoroi. One of the things I saw in the video was when he put on his menpo, or the mengu, and the kabuto, he put it on incorrectly. And I assume this is because he studies kendo and iaido. He trains in armor, but I don't believe he's actually studied a martial art where he is actually a Japanese martial art where he is actually put on the yoroi in that martial art. Again, he studies kendo and iaido, so I don't think he's actually worn armor per se. He says he likes fighting in it, from what he says in his video. I'm not knocking the guy. I applaud him for his years of training because he's trained since he's 11 years old. He probably looked like he was in his mid-20s or maybe early 30s, so I applaud him for doing that wholeheartedly. One thing I did have a problem with, though, was when showing how he was putting on the armor, there were some things that were a little bit incorrect. And I just wanted to kind of touch on that a little bit and show the ways that I have learned when I was in Japan how armor was worn and different parts of the armor. In terms of the menpo and kabuto, just showing some things and why things are there, why everything in Japan I've learned has there's a reason behind it. And I don't think he quite got that because there are features on the menpo and the kabuto for a reason, and he missed it. So I'm just going to try to touch on this a little bit. Okay. As you can see around me here, I have different types of kabuto or helmets here. I have this one here. This was one my wife got me for my birthday many years ago. This is a helmet that was designed based on the one from Takeda Shinji. It had the demon on the front, but I actually broke it off while doing a demonstration. I was practicing Sumitsu Sensei show a long time ago where he had kabuto on, and the idea was that if someone came in to cut, you would actually move in with that kabuto, and the demon or the horns on the head or the helmet would use to catch and then turn, and I could pull away and draw my wakizashi or tanto or my longsword and kill the other person wearing the yoroi. The idea was that it would, when my weapon would, or my head would come up into, as the cut came down, I would stop it right here and turn my head. And the horns actually locked their sword in place. As I did that and I turned my body, I was able to draw a weapon and move in to capture both arms and stab. But as you can see, the weld was not very well made. It was more for decoration. As well known, the Bujin, we train hard, especially those of us from the 80s, 70s, and 80s. So I broke that, but it was just a demonstration here to show that. Okay. Over here, I have another one here that my wife purchased for me. This one was I believe this was for my birthday also. Now this one was a full set of yoroi. This kabuto is a different type. You see here behind. Okay. This one also came with a menpo or mengu. Okay. So we're going to show how to apply this. Okay. So as you see here, I'm going to come a little bit closer. Okay. We have the kugi, which are the hooks here. We also have the odome down here. These are very, very, very important. This gentleman that was on YouTube failed to realize what these items were for, and I'll show you how they're used in a few minutes here. Okay. So mainly what we're going to be looking at is how to tie the kabuto on with a menpo and without a menpo. Okay. As we see here, the rope that was usually underneath to tie it down was referred to as a Shinobi no O or Kabuto no O. straps here and here. Okay. These helmets were not just tied around the chin and that was it. It wasn't like what we think of as just a regular helmet. It was laced in a way that it would not move. This was very, very important. Okay. So I also have over here a kasa. This is one I bought in Asakusa in Japan. Loved it. Reminded me of a Ronin. So I bought it from Japan. This is back in my 2011 trip to Japan. I'm going to show how this is tied because this again was laced in a unique way that it would not move. Okay. Over here I have a helmet of mine. I have a tactical helmet, a modern day helmet. What's interesting is this one has a 4-point harness here, which is similar to how these are laced. It's just this is attached in all 4 points. You'll see how, because of the old type of helmets, it had a system where the way it was laced, it didn't move. And this was carried over into modern helmets here. Okay. And I'll just show how this one is worn also. Okay. So we'll begin with the Takeda Shingen helmet here. Okay. So I'm going to take this one off the laces here. The stand, excuse me. Pull this off. Okay. So usually when you saw a Kabuto, there were 3 lacings here, loops, to hold the Kabuto no or Shinobi no in place. Okay? These laces were essential. These were essential. Okay? And these 3 lacings. Okay? And both of these helmets designed by different people have the same 3 points. But it's how it's laced that's important. Okay? So, with this one here, when you're going to put this on your head, you want to actually pull these out a little bit. You want to make sure that they're even, but you want to pull these out a little bit. This is the reason because these are going to wrap around the head, wrap back around the head and under the ears. Okay. So when the helmet is put on, actually, let me show you something here. Also, another thing that Joe missed, when he put on his Kabuto, samurai usually wore a cloth like this. Be like a tenugui, which very much like in kendo, was worn around the head to prevent sweat and and to help with like a buffer also to help with the helmet. Okay, so this one, she will leave it folded up like that here. All right, bring it over the head. Tie it back. Behind the head this way. Okay. Okay. Sometimes this was worn more like this also. I like to wear it over my ears as I do this. Okay. It doesn't impede my hearing at all. It just acts as a buffer on the head. Okay. Once the Kabuto, you're going to take the Kabuto, put it on, and these lacings back here, the ones that you left open, are going to be very important, like I said. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to take the one on the left side, we're going to pull it and lace it in through one of those loops here. So, then we're going to take the other side, the right side, lace it through the left side here. Okay. See that these are about even. And now you're going to start to pull. Okay. Once that's done, you get that nice pull, then it is tied. You can continue to keep it tied under the chin, or you can tie it above the lip. Here. Okay. Once that's tied, you then can take the strings of the Kabuto, what's left, and put up underneath in this fashion. So it was cinched under the neck and at the chin area. If you see the back of the Kabuto, I'm going to turn around here. There you can see it's laced in a way that the helmet will not move. It's very firm and it's solid. The way this guy tied it on YouTube was that he just tied it under the chin, and he didn't do the lacing behind the neck. That is essential because it prevents it from falling over onto your head. I can actually go all the way down and come all the way back up, and the helmet will not fall. Okay, you see this. Okay, so let me take this Kabuto off here. Okay, let's zoom that down. Okay, so next we're going to look at is this one here. Okay, so we're going to look at the menpo. Okay, now the menpo, the string on the back of the menpo was tied very loosely. This was just made to let it rest in place while you put on your Kabuto. Okay, it can be tied tighter, but I like it loose here also. Okay, now this, you see, this is moving, coming forward, and everything like this. This is only because we have not put the Kabuto on. Now, once we start to put the Kabuto on here, we will do the same things with the lacings. Okay, you have what happens when you buy armor that is not made for combat but made for looking good. Here, I usually like to buy armor for training. So with this, I'm going to make the strings even. I'm going to bring them up through the loops on the side, but not all the way through. This is important. Okay. As you can see here, I brought the strings up and through. Okay. Now, as we proceed to put the Kabuto on, I head up and over, just down. Okay. Those two loops that I was showing earlier, okay, the ori kugi, these two hooks are important because these two loops will then hook onto that. Okay? Once that's done, those two loops, you're going to pull. Okay? This is going to pull the Kabuto up onto the face in place. Okay? Now what he didn't even use these. I don't know why. Okay? They're there for a reason. But once again, we need to make it so it's more secured because at this point the helmet will keep rocking forward. So what we're going to do, once we do this, okay, we're going to take either side, let's just get this even, we're going to take the left side, pass it under the chin of the menpo or the mengu, okay, and we're going to pass it back behind the ears into the strings that were in the back of the Kabuto. Okay. Now we're going to take the other side, pass this under the chin, and pass this back underneath this one from the back here. Now, once this is done, this secures behind the ears, so it's pulling the mask into your face. And now, as you pull on both sides, it secures it to the face. I'm not being choked. It's very secure. Once that's done, then you could take this and tie it under the chin. And you could tie a decorative knot. It's up to you how you want to do it. Then tie it under the chin. So now, this is fully in place. I'm going to turn around here so you can see the back. Okay, look at the plates. So you can see it is secured in the back. What's nice about this is that it will not move. The menpo is in place. It is in place. The kabuto and the menpo or mengu is in place. Okay? Using the kugi and the odome here keeps it so that the strings don't come up over the chin. That's what these extra little parts are for. Most people don't realize what these are for. Most people don't realize what these are for. This is what they are for. Okay? I'm going to show a close-up shot of these in a few minutes. Okay? Actually, let me do that now. So I show a close-up shot of each item here. Okay? The helmet is very, very, very secure. Okay? All right. So I'm going to take this off here. Okay, I'm going to pull. There we go. I don't know if anyone remembers in The Last Samurai when Katsumoto comes upon Tom Cruise in the movie, and he has his menpo on, and he unlooses the mask and pulls the menpo down. It's actually a little bit more complicated than that if it's held securely. If it's not held securely, then the bridge of the nose on the top here will dig in and move around, and the bottom jaw will swing out a lot if this is not done correctly. The way I've shown you works and keeps it in place, and it does not move. Okay, so I just want to get a closer view of the kabuto and the menpo or mengu. Okay, so I'm going to use the Takeda Shingen kabuto with the menpo from this black one here. So you can see with the red lacing what it might look like. Okay, so you might be able to just see a little bit clearer here. So I'm going to check the lacing on this. So I want to make sure it's about the same length. Let's see here. See what Shingen might have found his. I think it might actually be the same length. All right. Yep. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right. So if again, now we're going to put this on slightly different. We're going to fold this in half this time. Okay. Here. So, and we'll put menpo on. Touch it there. And now, what I have to do on the Takeda Shingen one is bring the loops through. So we're going to pull these out. Shoot it even. And then we're going to loop them through here. And loop this side. Here. So these loops here are what's going to dictate where the kugi will connect to the hooks on the cheekbones. Okay. So as we go to put this on, put it on this way. So these loops will come down, catch into the kugi, and then you pull. Okay. Pull, tightening, keeping up. Okay. So this Kabuto Ono or Shinobi no O is a little short than the other one, but it's okay. So what I'm still going to do, cross it underneath, which catches it up on the jawline. Still bring it back behind the ears, going in, take this side, Go in and pull down. Nice tight fit. We might be able to do it. Like so. You can see it's in place. So it's Kid Shingen. You can wear this menpo with this one also. You can see how the lacings come down. They don't show this in the Last Samurai, for instance, the movie. Okay, you can see back underneath. You should be able to see how it's laced behind the head. Okay, make it so it's well connected. Now another part of the menpo is the nose area here. You can take this off. If you need to eat provisions or anything like that, food that you brought with you and carried into battle, you can take this off and eat. And then when you need to, you can also put this back on. But this is good for protecting the nose. I've seen some that will fight with the nose and the mouth area still open, minus this piece here, which looks well also. Okay. So I just want to show with the red Shinobi no O or Kabuto no O how this is used. So you can see it stands out against the black here, so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, and like I said, it's very secure, very, very secure. Okay. Next we're going to look at this kasa here. Okay. Now this kasa, as we see here, we have a lace here. Okay, and then we have this donut shape down here that's attached, and these two rings here. Okay, these two loops. Okay. Now, when you purchase this, actually, it doesn't come with the extra string on it. So it's interesting because it leaves a lot of foreigners that come to Japan wondering, how the hell do I tie this? Well, this is how it's done. Okay. I have to make a new ring here. I'm going to make one of string. It's a little bit more padded. Okay. I usually wear this when I'm actually working outside here in the U.S. It gives a lot of shade, covers not just my head, but my shoulders also. Works great. Okay. So with this, what you would do is you would actually take the two rings, the two loops, and you would put them on either side of the head. Okay. Just like this. Okay. Now we've all seen samurai movies from, as long as there's been television or movies. And you'll see, especially when you see Ronin, Ronin, samurai that are not employed, are not working for a lord at the time, or a shogun, or, and you may see them wearing these hats. This hat's also similar to the ones that Buddhist monks wear also. I don't think it's quite the same design, but very close. Okay. So what I do is I'm actually going to pass this under one, inside of one, and then I'm going to pass it to the other side. Okay. At this point, I'm going to keep both ends, and my ears should be on the inside of each one of these. So as I do this, I'm going to pull the string so that it is tight. Okay. It's in place right there. Okay. Once I do this, okay, I'm going to bring it over the top, and I'm going to tie it on my chin here. Okay. Now this kasa now, it basically has 4 points of contact on top of my head, and it comes down and attaches these 2 points down here. But because it's on the underneath my chin and on the under my lip, it keeps it in place. I can dip my head down, I can turn, I can look up. Okay. The only things you might have trouble with when wearing a kasa like this is when you're handling a sword. Is when you're handling a sword. Because you can't go into dajodan with the hat on. Okay. What I find is using tenchi hustle for this position, or it could be in seigan no kamae, or ichi no kamae. I find those kumis work a lot better because of the kasa, the diameter of the kasa here. Okay, but again, it's very secure, and all because of the way it was tied. It was put on correctly. If you just tie it under your chin, it's gonna fall off. I have 2 points here on my chin, on my face that's connected to, and 4 points at the top that's connected to. A lot of movement, and it won't fall off. The only time it'll fall off is if I pull this string, it loosens up, and it comes off. That's it. Okay. Now getting to modern helmets, modern tactical helmet here. Okay. Again, this one has 4 points of contact. Okay. And the way that the straps are in place, it's very similar to an old Kabuto in samurai times. Okay. But when I go to put this helmet on, you have something that keeps it braced in the back, so that a 2-point harness system on a helmet, if it just what goes under your chin, has a tendency to fall forward, and the helmet will do this. With a 4-point or 3-point, it will stay in place. This now has the 4 points and the 2 points in the back keep it in place. It keeps a modern day helmet in place. So something from the past that's worked, but at some point, helmets that were built probably after the samurai period, when the samurai were considered, their class was considered abolished, things went to a 2-point system. The problem is, again, you dip your head down, the helmet will fall off or would tip over and you couldn't see. Modern helmets now have a 4-point system, and it's come back. Something from old has become new again, and it works. It works. So, to the guy that was on YouTube that put his helmet on incorrectly, again, I applaud you for your years of dedication into the Japanese martial arts. I would just say, please go to Japan. Wear armor in Japan. Experience Japan, because I think you need to go there and experience it. Not just learn it from somebody here, but actually go to Japan and learn it and see what the Kabuto, what a Yoroi was like. Okay? Actually put on a Japanese armor and feel it, not a reproduction. Okay? Please don't look at this as me knocking a person who's this person. This is it's an opportunity to. I'm trying to educate you and help you in your enthusiasm, in your hobby or your art when it comes to wearing your. Okay, so again, thank you. Have a good evening.